Hi guys. So in this video, we'll be discussing about like it's a second lesson for stream. Like first lesson I've already explained, like max salary in this department. So this in continuation to that is a second lesson on the stream concept. In this video, we'll be discussing about how can you calculate the maximum student marks, okay, with the help of method reference, with the help of streams, and with the help of optional class. We will combine all these concepts together to calculate the student's marks. And if the marks is not present, then what we have to print? Everything we have to do in just one single line. How to do that? Let's understand through code. So let me share my screen once. I hope you can see my screen now. So here you can see like I've created one student class. Okay. So it's like a DTO kind of thing. So here you can see like student name, student age, student address, student marks, everything is there. There is a constructor which has been created over here. Okay. And there is getter setter for that. And there is toString also. Okay. Yes, I know that you can make use of letter Lombok also with lombok.getter, lombok.setter. You can do that. So there is no issue with that. Anyway, you can go ahead. Okay. So this is the student DTO which has been created, and I've created one constructor which is having four arguments. One name is there, then age is there, then address is there, then other value. What was the other value? Marks. Okay. So last constructor parameter is the marks. Okay. Then there is ST2, ST3. There are 5 students which has been declared over here. So I've created one list to hold all those 5 students. So I've created one list for that. Then the main concept comes. Okay. How to calculate the average marks. This is very important. Okay. So calculate the average. This is asked in an interview to freshers as well as for experienced candidates. So how can we calculate the average of all the student marks using streams? Okay. Using Java 8, they will tell, but only using streams we can do. Okay, in Java 8. So if you can see over here what we are doing, we have created list and we have added to list because streams work on collection object, right? So we need to add it in a list. So I've added it in a list, array list dot stream. Okay, so we have called a stream so that it will return the stream type data, stream of student. Then we are mapping to double. Okay, what is mapping to double? Mapping to double means we need to fetch the stream type data. So if you see that it is of student marks is of double type. Okay, so I want double stream type data because it's a stream, right? Array list of stream. Okay, so I need to convert the student marks which is of double type to double stream type. So for doing that, we need to do map to double. I hope you have got the idea right. So now here you can see it is converting to double stream type and it's accepting functional interface. Okay, so here you can see we can make use of method reference over here. Okay, we can very easily do that. So it refers to the student marks. Okay, and there is a getter method for that. So we are getting that method with the help of method reference. Then we are calling one method which is average method. Okay, so average method is there within this. After mapping, we can call it it is a intermediate operation. Average is an intermediate operation that we can call in streamline to map to double method. And then we have to get it as a double. Why we are getting as a double? Because if you go over here, you can see like it's optional double. Okay, so it will fetch me some hash code value if we directly return average. I don't want the hash code value. I want the exact value of that average. So if I do get as double, it will return me double type data. So basically it will return me primitive type data if we do get as double. So I want double, right? We are passing here student marks as a double as we are giving double marks as an input. So we need to get the data in the output also in double, right? So that's why we are doing get as double. I hope you got a concept like how it is working internally. So here you can see these all are intermediate operation. Okay, and you know, right, lazy initialization is there with streams. So until and unless you are giving any terminal operation, you can't, stream will not be able to work. Okay, stream will not execute all the intermediate and terminal operations together if you are not writing terminal operation. This is very important. So all the intermediate operation will be executed only when there is a terminal operation being executed. So that makes streams different from for loop. Okay, so because streams is lazy initialized, this is very important. And there is another way to write the average. To calculate average, there is another way also. Okay, so that we will be seeing it after this. So now the next concept is to find the maximum student marks, maximum marks of all the students that we have to pick up if the student marks is present. If student marks is not found, then we need to print student marks not found. So how we can do that? So only with streams, if you consider, is there any other concept within stream that will help us do that? No, right? So here we have to make use of optional class. So in optional class, there is a method called if present or else. So what we can do in that? So if present will accept consumer type data. Consumer type functional interface is what? It is having one abstract method called accept, which accepts the data and it doesn't return anything as a response. Okay. But the second parameter is what? It's a runnable type. Okay. So if present or else. So if present one parameter it will accept, which is of consumer type, and or else for that there is a different parameter, okay, which is of runnable type. It's like an empty action which is performed. Okay. So it will not accept anything, it will not return anything. So whatever you want to print, you can print it over there. Okay. So here you can see we are doing stream on array list. Then we are collecting collectors dot max by. Why we are doing collectors dot max by? Okay, so we have to find the maximum marks of all the students, right? So we have to do max by for that. There is a direct method for that within streams, with the help of which we can directly calculate the maximum marks of all the students. So it's like a static method present in the collectors class. You can understand like this. Then there is another static method called comparing method within comparator class or comparator interface. So there we can make use of it to compare the marks. Okay, so before using comparing, what we used to do before Java 8, we had to create a class, right, for comparing marks. Then we need to override that compare method. It will accept two objects, O1 and O2. Then we have to downcast to student type. Then we have to return O1 dot get marks minus O2 dot get marks. Okay, then we have to use that class. So those all things we have to do. So here you can see we are not using that. Well, we are not creating that class. Okay, compare by marks. So you can see like .jar files will not be get created as we are not creating a new class. So a lot of boilerplate codes has been removed. So this is a very important concept in streams. So here also we are making use of method reference. We are calling the student marks from students class. Then here is very important. So here we have combined optional with streams. Okay. So if present or else, so what it will do, it's of optional type. Here you can see it's of optional type. So here it is accepting consumer type data and runnable type data. Okay. And in consumer there is accept method. Consumer is a functional interface which has accept method, and runnable is a functional interface which has run method. Okay. But with empty action. So here you can see here first we are passing accept method consumer action. We are doing, it is accepting the data, but it's not returning anything. Okay, so I'm not returning anything. We are directly printing the data over here on student marks. But with the case of empty action, which is a runnable type, we are not passing any data. Okay, and we are printing directly. So this is the feature of runnable. It doesn't accept anything and doesn't return anything as well. So it's a void type. So this is the way that we have calculated the maximum marks of all the students. So here you can see marks is present. If marks will not be present, then the else scenario will be executed and it will print student marks not found. Okay, so both the scenarios will get handled. Otherwise, what we have to do? We have to write if else condition. Okay, so it omits the usage of if else. We don't need to write if else condition. We don't have to write that. Okay, so this optional class, if combined with streams, we can remove if else method, if else conditions. Okay, so this is very important. And here the final thing, like how we can reduce this average code. Okay, you can see that there's a lot of intermediate operation which is being written over here, right? So we can reduce it for calculating average. Here you can see we are directly collecting collectors dot averaging double. So here you can see it's a static method present within collectors class. We can directly make use of that method. Okay, so here you can see it's of stream type. Okay, so here it's accepting functional interface abstract method get student marks is present. Okay, so we are directly calling this get student marks method, and then we are calculating the average. So here you can see within one single line you can do averaging of all the student marks. So you can do it like this or you can do it like this. So whichever suits you, whichever you understand it better, you can do it. Okay, so if one of the concept doesn't come to your mind, you can implement a second concept. So both is interchangeable. You can do using map to double also, but you have to remember that you have to get as double. That is also important. But here you don't have to remember both the ways, like map to double, get as double. You don't have to do that. So you can directly collect the data as averaging double. and you can get the average directly. You don't have to map anything. You don't have to get as double also. So let's run this code. So here you can see average is coming as 73.4, and this average is also same. That means this calculation and this calculation is working perfectly fine. And here you can see maximum marks calculated as 95. So let's validate. Yes, 95 is the maximum marks. That means this particular code is running perfectly fine. So this is very important concept. It's a combination of optional class implementation and comparator implementation within streams. So I hope you got the concept. So this is very important. It is asked in the interview also. Okay. Optional is also important. Okay. So like this, we can print the data. So we have understood here two concepts. First concept is how to calculate average using two ways, using map to double and using averaging double. Okay. Second concept we learned is how to calculate the maximum marks of all the students by using streams with comparator, along with that using optional class. And if data is not present, if marks is not present, then we have to print like student marks not found. So we have done all these calculations in one single line. Okay. So this, I hope you have understood the concept like how to do that. So in the next set of concepts, we will be learning all other operations as well. So we will be learning all this in subsequent lectures. Till then, it's Devjit Roy signing off. Bye bye.